Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, my name is Raven and welcome back to my channel. Now in today's video we're going to be talking about the brand new 4v4 mode that has been announced to be coming in Season 4. But first, before we get into the video, I was contacted by the folks over at Amino Apps, and it turns out they have a For Honor app that they wanted me to check out. I had a look and this thing is pretty damn cool, so this video is sponsored by Amino Apps now. It's kind of cool. I'm starting to get to the point where I got sponsors now. Woo! So for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to this thing, For Honor Amino is a mobile community of die-hard For Honor players all in one app. And I got my phone out right now and I'm looking through this thing. It's pretty damn cool. So like any app, whenever you jump into it for the first time, it can be, you know, a little bit confusing, but it's pretty well laid out. At the top, you'll have several different features. You got the featured page, which has a whole bunch of stuff that you can just go through. Lots of fan art. I really love the fan art that people put up here. There are a whole bunch of GIFs. There are a whole bunch of other posts about For Honor and other things as well. And here is my favorite thing about this app. There is a public chat room tab, okay? So as you can see here, there's a PS4 game night, PC game night, Xbox game night. They got one for everything, okay? Friends and enemies. I love, where's it? Yeah, For Honor Wars, okay? It's just got fucking Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker attacking each other. It's great. It's just a really cool way to talk to other members of the community, and I love the fact that they got ones for, like, you know, each platform and just overall ones. And there's pretty much everything you want on here. There's discussions, there's game updates, so you can even look at that. There's one for each of the factions, you got the art. And lastly, guys, I am on this thing, so it's free to download. All you have to do is download it from your app store, and then just click on your little icon in the top, and go to all members, and if you want, please search for me. Just hit the search bar, type in Raven Gaming, boom, I should pop up there like that. Click on it, and then just follow me. I'll be following back anyone who follows me. I think I already got one person on there. So yeah, send me a follow on here, and I'll follow you back, and if you ever want to talk to me, just talk to me through the Amino app. I always have my phone with me, whether I'm at work or not, and I'll be able to answer it. So please download the app and add me. I want to start my own little Raven community on here, try and get, like, you know, my own little chat room going at some point. It'd be really cool. So guys, please keep in mind that this video is a speculation video, but we do have some actual details about the brand new mode that's coming in Season 4. So according to the roadmap, we know that it is coming towards the start of Season 4. I would assume it's going to be at the launch. It'd be a little bit silly for them to, you know, announce this thing that it's coming out and then, you know, put it in halfway through Season 4. That would be a bit dumb. So all logic dictates that it should be coming at the start of Season 4 with the launch. We know that it's going to be a 4v4 mode, okay? So it's not going to be anything crazy. They're not going up to 6v6 or anything like that, which is a little bit sad to see, but at the same time, they don't have the infrastructure or stability yet to, you know, have a 6v6 mode or a 12v12 like I've suggested in some past videos. So they are sticking with 4v4, which, you know, I'm fine with. Now, they have also said that the game mode will be a brand new mode, okay? It's not going to be, say, realistic Dominion or something like that. So anyone who's hoping for a realistic mode, it's looking very unlikely. They could go for a hardcore mode, which plays completely different to Elimination and Dominion, and it's, you know, no hard extra damage or something, like realistic, like you get hit once or twice and you're dead type thing. They could try and go for something like that. I have no idea, but it seems kind of unlikely. But I would not rule it out, considering that they've been toying around with realistic Dominion and realistic Elimination modes lately. So it looks like they are experimenting to try and put some form of realistic mode in. But although they have been toying with the realistic mode, it seems like they're toying with a couple of other things as well that they put into the Sentinel map and the Viking Village, which makes me think that they might be going for a siege mode, okay? Now, I know I put out my video ages ago. I had a ton of people hoping that there'd be a siege mode. Now, I thought it would be highly unrealistic for them to actually put in a siege mode, considering they hadn't really put much in so far to dictate that they were going in that direction, but they have recently with those two maps that I mentioned. So first of all, I'm going to tell you guys about the things that I've noticed, and then I'm going to go into what I would want from a siege mode. Now, the first thing that they did was they made the Sentinel map, which is freaking huge, okay? Now, they said in the Warriors Dev live stream that they're going to be making bigger maps, okay? They've got the capability now to do these massive maps, which of course, if you were going to have a siege mode, you would first need to have that siege part, which would mean that the map would have to be huge. Now, what would be the point in making massive maps if you weren't going to utilize them? So I strongly think that the reason why they're looking to make bigger and bigger maps and having it be stable is so they can go towards something like a siege mode. Now, they put in another thing that sort of leans towards a siege mode, and that is the ballistas. Now, whether you love these things or not, it's very mixed right now. I see some people, they love the ballistas, they love the whole gameplay behind it. Other people, they absolutely hate the thing because it one hits. I said in my previous video that if it one hits, it's going to be a bit like overpowered. To me, it's a little bit iffy. At the same time, a ballista should one hit you. Let's be honest here, it's a fucking ballista. You get hit with that, you're dead. But in the same breath, it does make it extremely dangerous to fight on certain points because you know for a fact as soon as you stop to hit something, you're going to get pasted by a ballista. So it's going to be interesting interesting to see if they actually do end up balancing them, but the very fact that they put in ballistas, and in the Sentinel map there are 3 ballistas. So they weren't shy about it, okay? We're not talking about, you know, say the other maps where there's just a gate and you pull the lever and it goes down and it has a long cooldown. No, they fully put in ballistas that you can just fucking launch at people and they have a short cooldown and they one hit. So Ubisoft weren't exactly shy with this one, and it sort of leans towards that siege mode I was talking about. And the fact that they're putting these things in means that they're testing something along those lines. They're wanting to put in more unique things that you can actually hop on, control yourself, aim, and shoot, which is really, really cool. And when you think about the siege mode, both sides are going to have something like that, okay? When you're sieging a castle, you have catapults or ballistas of your own. You're trying to, you know, take out the archers on the walls. And then, of course, if you're defending a place, you're going to have those ballistas anyway. So that is the first one. The second one is the Viking village. They have that giant barrel of death, okay? So now, like I said before, with the majority of the environmental things that we have so far, you pull a lever or something, a gate comes down, and it just crushes someone, okay? It's nothing too extreme, but with the Viking village, you pull that lever, and the massive barrel of doom comes flooding out of the goddamn gates, goes all the way down the map, and crushes anything in its path. So they are putting in several environmental things that you have to actually A, control yourself, or B, they are very dangerous, and they go through the entirety of the map. And to me, it seems like the fact that they've made these maps massive, they're putting in these ballistas, they're putting in these barrels of death that, you know, go through the entirety of the map. It seems to me like they're gearing up for a really big mode, and one mode that would suit everything that they're doing so far would be a siege mode. Now keep in mind as well, for anyone who's played the campaign, they already have a siege section of the campaign where you have that giant fucking battering ram, okay, and you, as long as you stay next to the battering ram, it moves forward, and then you have to get it to the gate, okay, and they have guys come out and you have to fight them around the battering ram. And then once you actually get that thing to the gate, it busts open the gate. Of course, you have that bit where you fight on top. I don't think they'll do that for a multiplayer mode. That would be kind of insane. But the fact of the matter is they already have the giant battering ram mechanic in the game. There is no reason why they couldn't just port that across to an actual mode. And then when you put all of that together, we have the battering ram mechanic already in the game. We have the ballistas now already in the game. Yes, depending on your opinion on them, they might need some tuning or not, but the fact is they're still there. We have the giant death barrel mechanic in the game, and we now have the massive maps in terms of the Sentinel map. And we also have it confirmed that there is a brand new 4v4 map. And we have it confirmed that it's not going to be just, you know, a realistic Dominion map or something like that. It is a fully fledged brand new map. Now, you stick all of that together, and what do you get? In my opinion, you get a goddamn siege mode. Now, there are 2 ways they can go with this, okay? If they do put in a siege mode, okay, the start of the siege mode is pretty much going to be exactly the same. Once you breach the gates, though, I'm going to go through 2 versions of this. And, of course, you guys, please let me know in the comments down below which version of this you prefer. Now, one is going to be longer than the other one just because there is another phase to it. And, of course, things would need to be balanced. I haven't, you know, gone through any balancing with these. These are just my ideas of what they could do, and then of course they could tweak it from there. But in phase 1 we have the escort phase. So for the defenders, you're trying to stop the attackers from getting their battering ram to your gates. Now the way the battering ram would work is as long as the attackers are standing next to the battering ram, it moves, okay? And whenever one of the defenders gets to the actual battering ram, okay, and they get in its zone, sort of like the campaign, the battering ram will stop moving. So the attackers will need to kill those guys in order to get the battering ram moving again. Now once the battering ram actually reaches the gate, okay, it instantly knocks the thing down, okay? It gets to this big thing, smash, and then you move on to the second phase. This will stop the game from, you know, just going for ages, because then you can get into the situation where, you know, you just have the attackers constantly running out one at a time and they're delaying the battering ram. It would be annoying, okay? So you do it so once the attackers finally get the battering ram to the actual gate, it instantly knocks the thing down. You move to the next phase. Now in the first phase though, what they can do is you would have some guys who were near the battering ram who were escorting it. Now both the attackers and defenders will have siege equipment, okay? We're talking those ballistas and stuff. So that way it's not completely one-sided, because it would be kind of shit if you just had, you know, the defenders send one guy out to sort of distract people, sort of get them, you know, move out into the middle of the open, and then you just have 3 guys on the walls with ballistas just pegging everyone, okay? That would be OP. So in order to counter that, you would have the fact that the attackers would have catapults or ballistas. We have ballistas in the game, so we'll go with those. So that way the attackers have the ability to shoot people off the ramparts as well as they're manning their ballistas. So from the attacker's standpoint, it's pretty damn easy. All you have to do is keep some people near the actual battering ram, which would have a little bit of cover. So if you're directly next to the battering ram, ballistas shouldn't be able to hit you. But of course, if someone runs into the zone, you have to go out and actually fight them. Then of course you could get pasted, okay? You might cop a ballista. You know, one of the guys on your side might ballista that guy. It's 50-50 there. But when you're actually close to the battering ram, there is no way for the ballistas to hit you. You have a bit of cover. So this forces the defenders to actually come out and stop the battering ram from moving up forward. They can't just sit on the walls and just ballista people and then, you know, just cheese it. But the attacker's goal is pretty simple. Just stay next to that battering ram, move it up the field, kill anyone who comes to stop the battering ram, get it to the gate, knock down the gate, have some people on the ballistas at the back to stop the guys on the wall from just shelling you with ballista shots. And for the defenders, it's pretty much the exact same thing. You want to send some people out into the actual battlefield. You want to get those people up towards the battering ram, okay, so that way they can pause it first of all so it stops moving, and to fight those people and try and lock it down. And you want to keep some people on the ramparts to shoot those ballistas and try and peg people, and of course stop them from shooting your guys as well at the back. Now this first mode will have a time limit just like anything else in the game, so you have to get the battering ram to the gate within the time limit. If it expires, then of course they have successfully defended the fort, and you lose if you don't get the battering ram there in time. So that is phase 1, okay? If they manage to get the battering ram to the gate, they knock the thing down, it goes into phase 2, which is capture the fort. So once you get it to the gate, you breach the fort, okay? Then phase 2 starts and it becomes a Dominion match. Now you guys, please let me know down below if you would prefer it to be a straight out Dominion match with full minions and everything. To me personally, that would make it feel like more of an actual castle siege. Or do you want it to be sort of just a capture the point or elimination type thing? Completely up to you guys, let me know. For me personally, I would rather it turn to a go into a Dominion match. So there's minions, there's points you have to capture, and so on and so forth. So that one would be pretty simple, okay? It's a normal Dominion match. Once you get to that point limit, they go into breaking the enemy or whoever's losing at that time, and then you have to kill them all. If you're the attackers, you capture the fort. If you win, if you're the defenders and you know, die, then you lose and they get the fort back. You know, they've retaken it. So that right there is the first variation. Now the second variation is pretty much the exact same thing, but we're adding an extra step towards the end. Now I know some people might not like this because they'll say the game's going to go for too long, but to be honest, you already have modes you can jump into that are there for any time frame you have, okay? This is going to be for the people who really want a mode where they can jump into it and just have this long fucking hard experience where you just go through all these many phases. So the way this one would work is you have the escort phase, which we just talked about. You will have the capture the fort phase, which we just talked about, but it will work a little bit different this time, okay? Now, in this capture the fort phase, if the attackers manage to hit that point cap, okay, so they'll have a point cap, whether it's 1,000 or whatever it is. If they manage to get to that 1,000 points, then a third phase will begin. Now this third phase would be that all the defenders, right, they end up in a, like, you know, the last room, the king's fucking throne room or something like that, and then it becomes like an elimination match. So it would sort of be like, you know, the Viking village with the giant mead hall. You have the king's throne right there, and then you have these multi-levels and stuff. So the way it would work is this last phase, everyone would sort of get paired off with each other just like elimination all around the king's, like, you know, throne room slash hall slash area, something like that. And then you just have to fight each other. Then it becomes an elimination match, okay? So you sort of just kill each other. Last team standing will win and will take the fort or defend the fort. So yes, it would make the game go a little bit longer, but at the same time, I reckon it would be really cool for those people who really like elimination and for those people who really want to go right to the end when it comes to the siege, which of course would be taking the king's throne. So those are the two variations when it comes to the siege mode. What I would like to see, the first one would be the castle siege, where you're actually getting up to the door and smashing that door down with a battering ram. The second one would be actually taking the fort. And let me know in the comments down below if you like the third idea of having the elimination, you know, taking the king's throne room event take place at the very end. So those are what I think the siege mode would be. It would be really, really cool. But in all honesty, I seriously think they're gearing up towards a siege mode because of the things I talked about at the start of the video. They have everything they need to do a siege mode. They have the battering ram mechanic. They have the ballistas. They have the large maps now. They have the Death Battle of Doom, which they can put in there as well. They have all the tools needed to do this, and we know for a fact it's going to be a unique 4v4 mode. What way to kick off Season 4 and say, here you fucking go, guys, enjoy, than giving us a fully fledged siege mode like I just talked about. I, for one, would really, really fucking enjoy that. So, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. First of all, let me know what you think about the actual siege modes that I went over. Which one would you prefer? And if you don't like any of them, please feel free to let me know in the comments down below why you don't like them. And if you feel that you can improve on them at all, please let me know in the comments down below as well. And secondly, please let me know, do you think I'm correct and that they're actually gearing up towards a siege mode with everything that they're implementing? And if you don't think it's going to be a siege mode, okay, let me know which mode you think they're actually going to be implementing. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. And please share this video around. It helps me a fuck ton, and if you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. I shall see you all in the next video. Have a good one, guys.